Welcome to Takapuna Beach on Auckland's North Shore for the finale of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the King of the Bays. Round 5 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series was the sand to surf held in Mount Maunganui. In the men's race, it was New Zealand 1500 metre champion Nathan Catt who would lead from start to finish. A narrow victory over Kane Radford. The women's race would be more dramatic, with New Zealand's Charlotte Webby narrowly beating Australia's Samantha Watts. And now it's time for race 6, the King of the Bays. The athletes preparing themselves at Milford Reserve on Auckland's North Shore. Let's hear what they have to say.
What's the target today?
Finish and then hopefully get under 50 minutes.
Bit chilly for you today?
Yeah, and I decided to do it without a wetsuit, so I'm gonna probably freeze, but oh well.
What's your record in here? Have you swum before, I take it?
No, it's my first one, but I have done post-production on it. It's because I work for Sky TV, so I've been watching it for years, so I feel that's given me a little advantage, I think. And I actually watched last year's race this morning to give me some motivation.
You've been doing your homework, that's cheating.
Yeah. I need all the help I can get.
I love the spirit of our athletes. Now, as we see some of our elite athletes getting their briefing from the race director, before we do catch up with them, let's check out today's weather conditions with the forward forecast. Very good conditions for sighting, no sun around, overcast conditions, showers and rain expected, a moderate northerly, which should mean the swimmers will get pushed along between Milford and Takapuna Beach.
Your tactics in Mount Maunganui didn't quite pay off, came second. Are you doing anything different today?
Probably not. I was pretty happy with it. It's just I got off to a bad start, but it's going to be Yasu's hard to stay with, so it's going to be just about sitting on him, making him use all his energy, because he's a great swimmer over these shorter distances, so I've got to try and make him use as much energy as possible early on.
So is the key, how's your sprint finish compared to Yasu?
We've had a lot of battles over the years. It's back and forth. It all depends on who has the best line and who uses the least energy throughout the race.
Nathan, coming off a pretty impressive week in the pool, your confidence must be right up.
Yeah, I've had a pretty awesome week in the pool, that's for sure. One of the ones that will keep in the books for a while, but a pretty strong field here today. You can't be too confident, just got to swim your own race and see how everything goes, I think. Definitely with these conditions as well, looking pretty choppy out there.
So who you got your eye on?
Definitely Kane, you never cross him out. It's Troy, Philip Ryan, all of them really. Anybody who's in the top 5 can take it out, so got my eye on all of them.
So what's your plans as far as going out hard or hanging off the back of everyone?
I'm going to go out hard but try and keep with the pack. I'll see what happens, see what other people are playing at, and then just go from there. Things can change during a race, so we'll just take it one step at a time.
Who's the biggest danger?
Yasu, he's going to be fresh, he's probably in good form, so he'll be the one to watch.
Alright, Emma, a bit different to the pool that you've been in for the rest of this week.
Yeah, it's very different. I actually haven't had a chance to have a look at the water, but I'm sure right at the moment we've got the tailwind, so that will be good for us.
A bit choppy out there, is that a concern for you?
Nope. It'll be choppy for everyone, so it just is what it is.
I guess your confidence must be up after your efforts in the pool this week.
Yeah, my confidence is up, but Charlotte's been training really well and she's looking really good, and Lauren's there as well, so she's always tough to beat.
Well, Charlotte, looking a bit dicey out there today, but cooler. Is that a worry for you or not particularly?
No, not really. I'm really excited about the swim, actually. It's quite good that it's a little bit choppy. Hopefully it's a good swim and it's a good hustle for the finish.
Well, you're leading the series. You've won 3 from 3. How's the confidence?
Yeah, I've got some confidence, but you can never be too confident going into the race. It was a close call in my last one, so I'm just going to go out there, give it my best and hope to see what happens.
You had a bit of an issue at the start in Mount Maunganui. Is that in the back of your mind for today?
No, hopefully I can rectify it, maybe pay a bit more attention on the start line. So, yeah, hopefully I've got my head in the game and we have a good swim.
Who's your major concern for today?
There's Emma, Robinson and Lauren Boyle. And they're amazing swimmers and stuff, and they've got the shorter distance and stuff, so they'll be tough to beat. But I'm hoping to keep up with them and then hopefully maybe pip them. But, you know, they're amazing swimmers, so I'm glad to be swimming with them.
Obviously, a big week for you guys in the pool. How's your confidence at the moment?
Yeah, good. We all race pretty well. We have quite a few people going to the World Champs, a bigger team than normal, so I think everyone's pretty happy with how the week went.
So what's your expectations today?
I don't really have any expectations. Kind of slept in this morning, so maybe I have a little bit of adrenaline from being in a rush, but I think it's all about the start and how well you can get out in front, because if you're not in the front pack, it's really hard to get up there, so yeah, we'll see.
Now let's have a look at our course map for our race today. 2.8 kilometres starting at Milford Beach on Auckland's North Shore, finishing in front of the Yacht Club at Takapuna Beach. 2.8 kilometres, a 350 metre swim straight off the beach of Milford, a right-hand turn, pretty much a straight drag before they take that right-hand turn into the finish. All of our elite athletes know the course. Philip Ryan there in the sleeveless wetsuit. In the background, in the pink cap, Lauren Boyle. Alessandra Colombini out of Australia in the red cap. And this is the Japanese competitor, Yasunari Hirai, really looking to try and take out the overall series. Charlotte Webby of New Zealand, hopes of a nation sit on her shoulders today. And there is Kane Radford in the pink cap wearing the number 2. A beach start, we are underway. Joining me in commentary, former national swimming representative Scott Rice. And Scott, the conditions are tough. Look at the swell, 350 metre straight drag, and then it is that hard right-hand turn.
Well, it all comes down to this, the final event of the series. This is where $20,000 in cash will be given away. The elite athletes are just starting to get into their stroke, get into their rhythm, and get a bit of clear water.
So just for clarification, Yasunari Hirai in the green cap out of Japan, Kane Radford in the pink, Nathan Cap, what a wonderful week he's had at the New Zealand Swimming Championships. He is in the silver cap, Philip Ryan in the orange. And now the lifeguards just making sure that all our competitors stay on track. But ultimately the responsibility falls on the shoulders of our elite competitors to get from point A to point B.
And this is Nathan Cap. He's already taken a good few body lengths out of the rest of the field. 3 New Zealand records collected this week. Could this be Nathan Cap's perfect week? Well, he started very well, rounding the first can. That says 350 metres done.
Wonderful start from Nathan Cap, strategically brilliant. Now in the white cap, he started this race in the green. He's lost that as Yasunari Hirai of Japan. And also alongside of him in the pink cap, Kane Radford, Philip Ryan in the mix. Also in white cap there, a young 17-year-old by the name of Matthew Scott. This is a very good means field.
One of the best, Mark. Absolutely one of the best. It's going to be really interesting how they progress this 2.8k event. The long train of swimmers back from the start and heading into the number 2 can. That's the cut-off marker for some of the recreational social swimmers. They've got to get past that in about 35 minutes. But here is Nathan Cap. He's got an interesting breathing technique, Mark. He sort of tucks his head in behind, keeps that stroke really fluid.
Well, 15 minutes and 15 seconds there or thereabouts is his national 1500 metre record. These conditions, though, very lumpy, and so no black line to follow. We talk about that every race. So he's been in sort of pull mode all week. He swam last night. Now he's got to try and see if he can just flush any lactic acid that's still in the arms and see if he can just do what he's done all week, and that is win. But we are starting to now see Yasunari Hirai of Japan just beginning to get on the feet there, and that is the best position for any open water swimmer.
It's a cap in the 400 metre individual medley. Took out Dean Kent's 8 or 9-year-old New Zealand record, which was a major achievement for him. And he just kept getting better throughout the week, and let's see if he can top off that good week this week. But the usual suspects in this group: Kane Radford, sleeveless wetsuit, pink cap. Yasunari Hirai from Japan, he's now in the white cap just in front of him, and all in a bit of a train. So starting to follow each other's feet, and maybe this lead will change throughout the race.
Well, in these lumpy conditions too, generally we'll sort of see a slightly shorter stroke. They won't be able to lengthen it out as quickly as we now just start to see the rain come down. And our first look at first female competitor, this is Charlotte Webby in the green cap. She is tough.
Tough indeed. Ben Rubeck just alongside, pushing her along. And that front really starting to come through now. Some gusty northerlies and the rain pouring down on these swimmers.
I look now at Emma Robinson. She won round 3 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Capital Classic, Commonwealth Games representative in 2014. Commonwealth Games gold medalist Lauren Boyle, a wonderful week at the National Swimming Championships, having qualified over the 400 and 800 for the World Championships in Russia. But look at these conditions, look at the swell really now just beginning to pick up. I imagine these swimmers are out there just looking around thinking, man, I am just living the dream. Possibly the spectators, those following this event along the boardwalks in the background, probably not saying that.
Back to the front of the field, Nathan Capp still out on his own, having to navigate, having to find his way through to the next few marker cans. And that's the pink cap of Kane Radford just sitting on his feet.
Well, these conditions are amongst the worst I've seen in one of the races of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series. The swell behind them, picking them up, launching them, then suddenly they'll find themselves in a little bit of a lull. It's like they're swimming in the Valley of Mountains at the moment. But Yasunori Hirai, Kane Radford is there, Nathan Capp. A wonderful race beginning to develop as we approach the halfway mark of the King of the Bays 2015. The view of Takapuna Beach, the finish line for the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the King of the Bays. Not great if you're a spectator. And special thanks to all our wonderful volunteers. So let's just have a look where our elite men and women are. Halfway mark between Milford and Takapuna Beach. Nathan Capp just sits out here to the left. Yasunori Hirai of Japan has a narrow lead at the moment. What a wonderful competitor, 24 years of age. He's Japan's #1 open water swimmer. He has won 2 races in the series, the first 2, the Bay of Islands Classic and the Harbour Crossing.
Well, what's dangerous about Yasu Hirai is he really knows how to finish. This guy just sits on the hip, waits for his time and then goes. So is this a telling point in the race, Mark? Is the Japanese swimmer just waiting, biding his time to take on this field?
Yeah, class act indeed. As we now just have a look at the profile of Charlotte Webby, looking to try and take out the overall series. She currently leads this women's race, ranked 3rd in open water swimming in New Zealand this year. She's tough, she's tenacious, and in the silver cap, the very impressive Emma Robinson.
Well, she had a great week, qualified in both the 400 and 800 metre freestyle for the World Championships, and really establishing herself as a classy open water swimmer.
Yeah, different skill set open water swimming too, isn't it, Scott? I mean, you know, it's such a... Well, pool swimming's got such a controlled environment. This is completely out of your control at times in regards to what your competitors are doing and obviously what the conditions can bring on the day. And I imagine they don't get sort of much more extreme than what we're seeing right now.
Exactly, yep, and that's interesting, isn't it? Nathan Capp just about missed number 6. He had to come back round, so this could be very interesting. Yasu Hirai now has a lead of about 3 or 4 body lengths.
Well, Hirai of Japan, you sort of sense, you talked earlier, Scott, about how he has that ability to be patient, just sit there and wait. He's taken his opportunity now, the kicks come into play already, and immediately now, Kane Radford in the pink cap here looking to try and jump across, see if he can get on the hip. Philip Ryan in a bit of difficulty, that bungee cord just beginning to stretch. The big question is, where is Nathan Capp?
Well, the arm rate really starting to increase now. And look, Capp has actually caught Hirai as he goes past the final can. Half a body length on him now with just 50 metres left to swim.
Well, Nathan Capp was smart here. He took the right-hand side of Hirai, and in doing so, he managed to get the inside running. This is just going to be more like a straight 200-metre freestyle event now. Radford giving it everything out there to the left. Who will pick up one of these little waves? Who might just have the luck of riding a swell? And the toughest part will be when they get to their feet and the little run up the beach. And it is Nathan Capp first to his feet.
Well, he may be first to his feet, but doesn't look like he's got the lead at the moment, Mark. The Japanese swimmer may have this.
Oh, this could be one of the great upsets. He looks out to his right-hand side. Yasunari Hirai, does he have the legs? The waiting here of Nathan Capp, though. And I think the Japanese competitor will wave the white flag. Nathan Capp. Well, this has been a remarkable week. 400 individual medley, the 8 and 1500 national titles, and now the state King of the Bays.
Well, an interesting finish. Hirai just looked to take a slightly deeper exit from the water, which absolutely shattered him. You could see it on his face. And Radford settling for 3rd. A very testing race for all of these swimmers. And Philip Ryan rounding out the top 4.
Well, we talk about the horizontal position to the vertical where it is tough. Charlotte Webby now in the green cap. Can she take out this women's race? She's dominated much of the series so far. No sign yet of Emma Robinson, but here she comes. We're going to have another sprint up the beach, and Robinson has died. I'm not sure Webby was aware of the challenge. Somewhat of an upset. Emma Robinson has taken out this very prestigious King of the Bays title.
What a finish by Emma Robinson. Took full advantage of Webby not looking over her right shoulder. So rounding out the men's results, Nathan Cap taking it out by 5 seconds over Japanese swimmer Yasunari Hirai. Kane Radford, the 30 minutes flat for third.
Well, I'm still just trying to catch my breath, but it was Emma Robinson, same time as Charlotte Webby, but clearly she did get the victory. Stephanie Gillespie in third in 33.09.
Nathan, congratulations. You must be absolutely stoked. You're national champion for the State Ocean Swim Series.
Yeah, I am. First time ever, so I'm real happy, over the moon about it. Yeah, it's awesome. Couldn't have asked for a better day, really, or better week, to be honest.
I was going to say, your week just gets better and better.
Yeah, it's been a best week of my life, really, when swimming's involved with it, so I don't know, I'm over the moon, yeah.
I think the 4th and 5th buoy, you could throw a blanket over 5 of you in that front group, and then Yasu put the afterburners on. Were you concerned that he was getting away?
I was a little bit concerned, but then after 200 or 300 metres, he kind of stopped gaining on us, and we were just like holding the same ground, and I didn't know if that was him just watching us, making sure we weren't catching him, or he was kind of dying. So when that kind of started to happen, followed him for another 200 or 300 metres, and then on the second to last buoy, tried to pick it up, catch a few little drifts, little swells in, and managed to catch up to him just before the last buoy, and then went from there.
Well, Yasu second today, but pretty nasty conditions in the end, and a pretty tough race.
I thought it. I did my best, but last 7 buoy, and I lost energy, and I couldn't good landing. Congrats, Nate.
Emma, congratulations. Tough day out there today.
Yeah, it was really tough conditions. The waves made it very hard to see. You couldn't even see buoy to buoy, so it was a good win, so I'm happy with that. I think Charlotte was ahead of me the whole way. I just beat her in the run up the beach, so yeah, I was really happy.
That was the big finish for you?
Yeah, I guess so. I just saw her and I was like, she doesn't have long enough legs. I can run past that.
Okay, Charlotte, congratulations. Obviously overall series winner. Tough day out there today though.
Yeah, definitely. It was really choppy out there. It made for an interesting swim and got pipped on the line, but that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, it was obviously a big finish from Emma. Was it a surprise to see her come up on your shoulder?
No, I knew her and Lauren would be hopefully together, and I'd stick with them. Didn't quite realise that she was that close, but that's all right. Like, I learnt my lesson, so I'm just glad that I went around all the boys and I can still take the series win.
How'd you get on at the start? Because it looked pretty manic out there at the start.
Yeah, it's always really packed at the start, and if you're really aggressive about it, it can be quite hard to get out there. So usually just get carried out by a group of people.
So a bit of relief when you were coming up to the finish line?
Yeah, I was pretty happy to be at the end.
So what now for you from here?
I'm going to have a small rest and then start training again for the World Champs. We've got 14 weeks, so it's pretty close.
Staying out of the rain, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and a big congratulations to all of our elite athletes. It's been a remarkable 6-race season. Charlotte Webby there, what a wonderful ambassador for New Zealand open water swimming. Nathan Cap there and Charlotte Webby, the overall series leaders, and let's just confirm that Charlotte Webby taking it up comfortably in the finish by Stephanie Gillespie. Remember, it was your best 3 races out of 6 with the King of the Bays having double points. Well done to Abby Chapman. On the men's side, Nathan Cap, well, 400, the perfect score, 3 wins. Yasunori Hirai coming up slightly short in the finish. It is a game of inches. And now a look back at this large field, more than 1,100 swimmers trying to complete this 2.8 kilometre course. And great to see athletes of all different levels and abilities. The common denominator is a smile on their face. And congratulations to Brodie Kane from Television New Zealand's Fair Go. And this man, Tiapa Lupe Tua, who was swimming today as a mentor to others.
There were several reasons why I want to swim, is to encourage our Pacific Island people to learn how to swim properly, and also to build confidence in the water. And the other thing is, because of most of Pacific Island living in New Zealand have health issues. So this is one of the best exercise. It's low impact, but it's good for the body to live longer.
Oh, what an absolute character. While the weather was pretty damn awful for most of our adult swimmers, later in the day the weather fined up dramatically in time for the State Ocean Kids. Now, Philip Ryan was able to show off some skills ahead of their own 200-metre race. Given the opportunity of a deeper start today, the kids took part in the hope of gaining a place in the Jetstar Super Swim squad. And just like the elite athletes, they get off the start line like the pros. The parents, well, they're always proud standing there, aren't they, watching the youngsters come in. And while a lot of these young kids are just out there to learn and get comfortable in the open water, there's always got to be a winner, and the competitive juices always flow. It's a great thing. And if you're not comfortable about doing the 2.8k swim, again, you just want to take those nervous steps year to year. There's an opportunity to step up and give it a go over 1,000 metres. Following this, it was the Give It a Go 300 metres, which also featured Olympic Games gold medalist in rowing, Joseph Sullivan.
Alrighty, Joe, 300 metres today, but completely different challenge to what we would normally see you in.
Yeah, definitely. Spent my whole career sitting on top of the water, so now I'm giving it a go and getting in, so it's going to be quite interesting for me. I'm not probably the most confident swimmer. I have swum before, but I think this is just really getting back into it for me and giving something new a go.
Everything you expected, Joe?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit easier, but it was more of a challenge than I thought. I always kind of underestimate things like this, but yeah, I definitely recommend it to anyone that's saying it looks easy or anything like that to come and give it a go.
Well, what a class act, what a wonderful athlete. Well, that is the season complete, but literally 6 months from now, we will be back into it again for season 2015-2016. If you're inspired, you want to get involved, check out oceanswim.co.nz or the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/NZ Ocean Swim. Thanks for your company. We look forward to seeing you next season.